Hey guys, hopefully my audio is working. I got the two nice little dogs here. We're just hanging out. It's been a rainy day. Um, I'm not going to say the WALK word. I've got a towel out there for them to lay on so they're a little more comfy. And they were on there for a bit, but now they've chosen to just sit on the deck. Hi everyone, good to see you. Happy Wednesday. Huh. Somehow this says I've got low reception, but it looks okay to me on the computer side. There we go. Mr. E, Lassie, Farm, Neil, and Hoot. Greetings. I just got the nice two little dogs here. I'm dog sitting them right now. And here, let's get them in the picture. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't fall over. So I am going to take them out on an adventure in probably 30 or 40 minutes. I like to do it just before it starts really getting dark. But you can see the sky. It's been pretty rainy and pretty soggy all day. Yep, it rained. It started raining at about 5 in the morning today, and then it just stopped an hour or so, and it is spitting right now. So I'm getting a little bit of rain on my laptop and this webcam, but um, what I have to deal with, if you can see, the Jack Russell there is sort of standing on guard, and the yellow lab is very close to where I am right over here. Because what happens is the little Jack Russells had issues with being a little overly protective of the yard. Some people would say it's not overly protective, but in a suburban area, you'll see someone else goes by with a dog. She tends to freak out, and so I've been working with her on that. And I've got the yellow lab that helps me out. But if anyone comes by, you'll see the little Jack Russell will actually launch herself at the yellow lab and try to get her going too. Hi, Flint, Michigan, Sin City, Kamama, Butterfly. Great to see everybody. Yeah, these are not my dogs. I'm dog sitting them right now. But I have walked and worked with both of these since they were puppies, since they're both under a year old. And the yellow lab right now is approximately 12, and the Jack Russell is approximately 10. And she was a little energy ball when she was a young puppy. Hi, Abe the band. Good to see you. Hi to everybody, anybody that I might have missed. So I don't actually want to do a whole lot as far as instigating them at all. But what I'll do for you is I'll just do a quick walk around and you'll see how they respond. The yellow lab's perfectly relaxed, and the Jack Russell's very attentive. She's in a pose where She's sort of at ease, but she's very much on guard. She is watching that fence line. Yeah, we had a lot of rain this summer. So. She came over anyway. Yes. Yes. Wait. Good girl, wait. Yeah. So I got them set up to just relax now. Good girl. I shouldn't have even said that. I should have just let them be, but that's okay. It's it's most likely that the Jack Russell will sort of break out of waiting first. I've also taught her to go running to her bed, uh, which really helped out for when I first show up to take them for their adventures. Something on the other side of that fence. Yeah, there's a sidewalk right there, so lots of people walk their dogs down that sidewalk, and sometimes there's boisterous kids from the neighborhood, and it really sets the Jack Russell off. So just sort of documenting how I work with her. Although since I fired this live stream up, nothing's happened that way yet, but you'll see it does. And yeah, exactly. Neighbors' dogs. It's a fairly large neighborhood. There's several hundred homes in this neighborhood, and so you never know who's gonna go by. Sometimes there's two or three other dogs going by. It's borderline cooled off now that um, I'm considering putting a sweater on a little Jack Russell or a little coat, because I can see just by the way she's looking, she's saying she loves the 90 degree weather, and it's about 65 right now. So she's definitely not freezing to death or anything, but it's just on the low side of her being comfortable. Uh, you know what? When I showed up here, I picked up all the poo. Let's see if we can show it to you. So the bag that's hanging on the fence there, and the one that's on the ground, or the two that are on the ground, is all the poo I picked up from the backyard, and then I've washed their leashes. So I washed them today, and I just got them hanging to dry and rinse out even more in, just in the natural rain or whatever you want to call it. And I would consider playing with them a little bit in the backyard here because I have cleaned it up. But I don't want them to get all wet and dirty. I'm going to take them for an adventure in a bit anyway. Yeah, exactly, Lassie. And I've had cats like that as well. They'll go to the sunny spot, even when it's okay. Here she goes. So I'm not going to interject right away, but you'll see the lab is very much here, and it is another dog going by. Now the yellow lab comes over because she knows that's not the behavior that I want, and she gets a treat. Now watch what happens with Jack Russell. That's right, but I'm not giving her a treat right away. Um, what I'm doing is I'm showing her that the dog that gives the behavior that I'm looking for gets the reward. Now she's kind of calmed down a bit and everything, so I may just have her sit or lay down or something and give her a reward. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll set them back up on the towel and we try it again. Just wait right there. Shh. Sit. Yes, wait. This was a dry spot on the deck. It's been spitting rains. Wait. It's still. Yep. Do that. Just wait. So I'm not going to tell her that she's GOOD this time because last time when I said that, she popped up. There's someone else going by, but you'll see. I didn't even have to call her last time. And she came running as soon as I gave the yellow lab the word. Okay, so there she goes. Okay, so there's been times where she would go on for several minutes after a dog goes by, and she's already de-escalating pretty quick. I was working with her on this yesterday and a bit today, and previous times when I've dog sat them. So I don't expect perfect behavior from her. I'm just trying to help her so she doesn't get herself worked up. She's still going off, so not too bad though. Hey, Decat, good to see you. Okay, so I'm going to call her over with, maybe not, because Julie is laying down. I don't want to get her worked up. See, so she's giving perfect behavior. She knows that's what I want. It's for them just to lay down and be calm. That's funny, Hoot. I don't hear anyone on the video. What happened to Butterfly here? Okay, take care, Lassie. Last time we got any rain was beginning of July. Okay, yeah, so it's dry. I don't know. Somehow we got all the rain here this time. You're good. So what's happened is what her parents have done when the little Jack Russell goes off is they call her by her name or they tell her no or stop. And she's become completely desensitized to that, so it doesn't work. So what I've done for recall for her is just a short, high-pitched whistle, not super loud. And in fact, the quieter I can do it, the better. And you may very well get to see that. Yep, the cat, you're right. And energy too. They're very receptive to energy, um, more so than verbal words. And actually, hand signs, once they've been taught the hand signs, are actually more powerful than the words, so long as they can see you. And it's great to pair hand signs with the verbal cues because many dogs, as they age, will go deaf. And if you've still got the hand signs, that's great. I know some go blind as well, so then the hand signs don't work. But I think it's great to have both going on. Hey, Mutt, also known as What's Your America Look Like? Good to see you. So The other reason I'm doing this live stream right now is because I'm at an off-site location. I was trying to get into my YouTube studio to work on a couple videos, and it wouldn't let me in. The username authentication, where they want to give you a key for what is it, two-step identity verification, it wasn't sending me a message, and so I couldn't get in. So I thought, you know what, I'll try to get in through StreamYard, and guess what? StreamYard worked. I wanted to live stream and do a couple things in YouTube Studio, but it wouldn't let me in. So we're on StreamYard. And for anyone that didn't see the 3 videos that I posted earlier, when I went back to my normal location, you'll get to see this very maple leaf spinning and the sound that it makes. And it was actually speaking to me. If you check videos that I posted today, you'll see that. That's actually going to be set up. Anyone that knows me knows not only do I like dogs and music and entertainment, but I also like precious metals. That one there's a cougar. There's another maple. I don't have a whole lot with me, but sunshine bar and a couple of those guys. So we can hang out with some silver too, as long as it doesn't block the view too much. There you go. Yes, Mutt. I'm near Toronto. But I identify as being North American. There you go. That's a Morgan bar. It's not showing up very nice. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what happened here? Dogs are like, what are you doing with that silver, Jam? Only thing is I want to make sure I don't block the view of the little dogs. I mean, he's like, yeah, you better not block our view. Oh, Sin City, you saw that? Right on. I've not been able to get into my YouTube studio, so recent comments I haven't been able to get to through YouTube Studio. But I will. I'll catch up on all that stuff soon. I'm not sure where Pemberton is. Anyway, here, I don't want to make too much out of the silver. But don't worry, I got it right here. I'm just going to move it out of the camera's view, so you can get the better view of the little dogs. So they're being pretty calm. Could be. I didn't bring any platinum with me. Yeah, that is, it's not ironic, but it is what it is. It's all Canadian silver, except for the bars are American. Right. It's American bars, sunshine. I don't usually carry a whole lot with me, but I like to have at least 5 ounces with me almost all the time. You never know when it'll come in handy. Yep, Decat, they're pretty good. I already took them out for an adventure earlier when the rain broke or stopped, and then it was pumping out again, and now it stopped. So, oh, I didn't know that, Neil. I thought the silver from the Royal Canadian Mint came from was actually Canadian silver. But that's fine. It's all the same thing. It's all AG 47. It's all AG 47. You're good. When I brought their leashes out, I showed earlier in this live stream, they're drawing on the fence. They thought that meant that we were going. Thanks, Neil. I repurposed that in StreamYard from a previous full screen video that I did playing with the silver. So I just chopped out what I figured was the best segment because, as most creators know, content creators know, a lot of people won't watch your whole video. You know, the vast majority of people don't even get halfway or 2/3 through a video. So I'm starting to go back and repurpose some of my older videos, that little pieces of them that I figured probably nobody saw, and just turning them into shorts or little highlight reels. Yes, Mike, about the neodymium magnets, also known as, I think they're also known as rare earth. You want the really strong magnets because silver is not completely non-magnetic, but it has just a very, 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 very low magnetism to it. Um, although copper isn't magnetic either. Um, but yeah, you'll know if it's a, or at least that's one way of authenticating. If it's say silver plated steel, the magnet will stick right to it. Whereas if it's pure silver, the silver will pretty much slide right over it. Hey, Linda, good to see you. Oh, there you go, Mutt. Yeah, a lot of people are looking at silver now as like this physical silver as a way just to save money rather than saving it in a checking or savings account or as cash under the mattress. And so, yeah, a lot of people, that's the other thing, a lot of people have quite a bit of precious metals stashed that nobody knows about and won't find out about until they pass away. But, many of us in the precious metals community like to talk about the precious metals and show some of the stuff that we've got. Let's see what this little dog's up to. Every once in a while, a toad will show up here, and she'll paw at it a little bit and say hi to it. But they've never hurt the toad. Although if it was a mouse or something, she would go after it. Thanks, Sin City. Very nice of you. Super Leaf, cool. That's right on, Mr. E. Surprised we haven't seen more activity on the sidewalk, but I'm just as happy that way. Although To really help her, it's best to have it sort of have her immersed in it and work with her while it's happening. Yeah, I think I remember you mentioning that earlier. Yeah, I've had people steal small amounts of various different valuables that I have had, and it's not a nice feeling. But once I figure out who did it, I just write them off, and that's it. And I'm done with them. Um, I don't I don't retaliate unless I have to retaliate. Um, so there you go. Nice. Yep. I don't advocate that anybody you know scramble and feel that they need to really buy a whole lot instantly and right away. I think people are better off buying on the smackdowns. That's what I do. And silver actually had a big run between today and yesterday. And so on days like that, I don't buy at all. I wait. I wait for big smackdowns. That's when I like to buy. Let's see if we got that on there. Okay, possibly even Perth Mint. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, Sin City, I hear you. I'm going to be taking these two out fairly soon too. Um, just wanted to highlight silver prices here as we were showing some, and it's had a good little run here today. Well, actually, going back to the 17th, and yes, I cherry picked that time to show this chart. But yeah, from the 16th of August, it's gone from about 22.40 to 24.32. And just to be fair, I'll scroll that out further. We'll take a there's a longer term view of it. And I'm not going to focus on charts a whole lot. I just wanted to quick show that. We'll bump that in full screen for a minute, and then I'll take that down. We'll go back to the dogs. So there we go. That's going back to 1994 when it was around $5 an ounce. Now it's 24.32. So there we go. Fun, fun. And of course, typically, when one physical metal commodity runs, many of the others go up as well. Similar to like when Bitcoin goes up, a lot of the other cryptos go up or down for that matter. Hi, I bring it every day. Also known as Kelly. Good to see you. Just hanging out with the dogs here before I take them out for a little adventure. And frequently at this time of day, we see other people walking their dogs, and that's what the little Jack Russell's all focused on. And if she starts freaking out, then I'll show you how I work with her. But this is pretty much what I do is we just relax until something happens, and when it does, then we deal with it. And I am a strong advocate for positive training methods. Um, I don't believe in scolding a dog, um, although sometimes it's very easy for our emotions to get out of check. And it's not uncommon for people to scold their dogs and then feel bad about it after. Yes, Mutt, the Jack Russells do tend to be fairly yappy if there's something bugging them. But other than that, they're really quite quiet. And like this one, for example, and many Jack Russells are highly intelligent, highly athletic. Um, you know, this one here, she's about 10 years old, so she's well beyond middle age. And she did have surgery on her back left leg when she was young, so she's not the most athletic specimen, but she can still let her rip. Yep, that's right, Mr. E. That's what they were bred for. Hey, Jamie Fox, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We were talking about silver, and I was showing off a little bit of silver just for fun earlier. And we're hanging out with it. And I guess while I was doing that, I kind of wanted to promote the 3 videos that I published earlier, which was Silver Talks to Me, Silver Stops Talking to Me, and then Does Silver Talk to You? That was the 3 I did today. Hey, Blue Unicorn, good to see you. Hi, Minnie. She's like, when are we going on our adventure? We'll go soon. We'll go within half an hour. Actually, probably 20 minutes. Okay, yeah, Blue. My buddy actually ended up putting his, well, say buddy, a guy I grew up with ended up putting his Jack Russell down because it bit his infant and did a fair amount of damage. And it is common for Jack Russells to go bananas um, if they're not getting enough exercise and mental stimulation. But this one is super well behaved, and she would never harm a soul unless it did harm to her first. Yeah, or if it was like a mouse or a rat or something. But I'll show you what. Like, um, I had the camera too low there. But yeah, Blue Unicorn, I can also tell you too, like anytime someone's been injured, you say you've been bit twice. Um, I can see why that would make anyone skeptical of that in the future. Hey, Hoosier, good to see you. Hoosier Stacker, thanks for stopping by. We're just hanging out with the nice little dogs. And I'm going to work with this little Jack Russell if she freaks out from anyone going by there, which is a common issue that many dog owners have. Hey, Gigi, thanks for stopping by. Great to see you. Yep, for anyone that doesn't know, Gigi is also a resident of Canada. And I believe I live about 100 miles away from Gigi, about 160 kilometers. Good girl. Yeah, Mr. E, she'll nip if she gets really excited, but not what I think Blue Unicorn was talking about. I think when Blue Unicorn says he got bit, like that means it was an aggressive bite. Although um, there are people that would say they got bit when it was just a nip, but I know Blue Unicorn, for one, um, has a fantastic vocabulary, and he's usually pretty particular with the words that he uses. So I'm assuming if it was a nip, he would have just said it was a nip. Accosted by Dobermans. Yeah, my mom had, what was it, about a 7-inch slice out of her arm from a Doberman when she was walking the Pomeranian that you see in my videos. When the Pomeranian was just a puppy, Doberman came flying out of one of the neighbors. Okay, here we go. So there's a dog across the other side, and I'm going to call her off right like this. So my first whistle failed, but she responded to the second one. So right now what I'm trying to do is reinforce the recall of that whistle, and that's why I gave her a treat, was because she came running when I gave her that whistle. And that is something that her parents have had problems with, is that they just can't get her to stop. And if you try to go get her, she'll run away. So she ends up being Little Miss Barky Barky. You end up being Little Miss Barky Barky. Yes, you do. Oh. Oh. Tough to get a camera angle on. There we go. Yeah, right. Hoosier. So, like, that was perfect, in my opinion. As soon as I gave her that whistle, she came not running full speed, but it was faster than a trot. You know, it was a good, quick pace. So, yes, Gigi, we got rain most of the morning, and then it stopped for an hour or so. Then it picked up, and now it's stopped the last couple of hours. Every once in a while, it's still spitting rain a bit. Let's see where she went. Where she is. Oh, you guys don't need to see that. She's doing something that I'm going to have to go pick up. It would have been an aggressive bite, but it didn't puncture the clothing. Leather jacket. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're probably fortunate that you were wearing that leather jacket too, because a lot of the doctors recommend, like, if you get the punctures there, uh, half the time they want to end up giving you a shot. Where did that leather jacket go? She's over there. Let's see. And it's funny, if a squirrel goes running along that fence line, she freaks out too. But I won't. I won't try to stop her from protecting the fence line. That's in her nature. To protect against rodents. That's right, Gigi. That's exactly what I got to do. And that's what I did as soon as I got here. I cleared out the yard. I did, what do you call it, like a checkerboard pattern, back and forth, horizontal and vertical, and cleared up all the all the dog poop from the yard. I'll probably go ahead and do that any minute. Jaws are weak. Yeah. And I've never worked with a pit bull, but my understanding is the pit bull and Jack Russell personalities tend to be fairly similar. They're feisty, but man, like, once you've got a bond with them, they can be the absolute best most loving pets you can imagine. Jaws are weak. Mr. E, do you mean Jack Russell jaws are weak? Yeah, I suspect they're not terribly strong, but they got pretty dang sharp teeth. And their little nails are tend to be pretty sharp too. Excuse me, pretty sharp too. You're okay. Little Jack Russell's hanging out. That's again. Oh, here we go. Okay, so there's a dog right there. I show. Good girl, Julia. So she knows this one's getting a treat. Just wait. So Julia's being perfectly well behaved. See how she'll run that fence line now. It's okay. So what I want to do is let her calm down on her own within 15 or 20 seconds. And she's getting better at that. She used to go on and on and on, for several minutes after the dog goes by. But we'll see. We haven't seen her launch herself at the retriever here, which she does when she gets really upset. She'll launch herself at her and nip the yellow lab, trying to get her going too, which I don't like, but we can work with it. Well, there's lots of dangerous breeds. By no stretch of the imagination are pit bulls even close to the only dangerous breeds. But yeah, they are very much known that way, and they've got the powerful jaws. Sounds good, Mr. E. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. I'm going to shut this down right at 8 o'clock Eastern. Really appreciate everyone stopping by. We'll keep going another 13 minutes, or we'll say 12 minutes for those that don't like the number 13. Uh, One thing on that note, too, for anyone that drives a bicycle, be careful going around dogs. Um, Once a dog's desensitized to the bicycles and skateboards and rollerblades for that matter, once they're desensitized, they're okay. But many young dogs that are not desensitized to those things take real exception and issue to them and will aggressively chase a bicycle, skateboarder, or rollerblader, motorcycles even sometimes. And that big Newfie that I walk, that's one issue that I've been working with him on. So anyone, if you ride a bicycle and you're approaching dogs, especially from behind, it's a good time to use that bell, or if you got one of those horns, or some way to notify whoever's walking the dogs to let them know that you're approaching, especially if you're going quick. The best way to help a dog with those things is to slow the item down and have more distance. And if it's not in motion, you can let the dog sniff it, like sniff the bicycle or whatever the thing is they're having an issue with, just so they get to know what it is. Yep, I heard that too. Blue, the standard poodles, I think was ranked as like fourth or fifth best guard dog, according to a review that I watched about a year ago. I was surprised about that. Have a good night, Linda. Oh, as soon as I turned my head, she peed. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to have. I had someone poke a joke at me the other day about my dog pee video that premiered the other day. Good girl. Yes. Now, little Jack Russell thinks she's going to get a TREAT, but I'm reserving those for when we practice the recall. So I'm not just going to give her a treat all the time. In fact, I'm trying to wean them off of it. Gigi, friends living east. Well, yeah, closer to, like, I'm west of Toronto. Um, so, yeah, I have several friends in Hamilton and surrounding area, Mississauga, Toronto, Burlington. Yep. And I'm not an expert on dog breeds. Um, in fact, some dog breeds I'm not even that familiar with, but when I need to, I'll look up the information. What I've studied much more is dog psychology and fear and aggression therapy for dogs, because the vast majority of the time that you see an aggressive dog, it's actually overloaded fear, and that turns into aggression. And so the way to rehabilitate them is to actually help them build confidence in the thing that they're afraid of. Like, obviously, if it's something that they don't need to be afraid of. Yeah, not so much Durham region, but like the city, the town of Durham, which is a little further north. I know some people there. And I've had several jobs where I had in the past clients that were all over southwestern Ontario. So I know people all over southwestern Ontario. GG. You know, I'm pretty much between Toronto and London. Put it that way, Ontario. Holy cow, GG. That's a long time. Well, I've lived most of my life in the region where I am, but I have moved out of this area uh, 2 or 3 times for 2 or 3 year periods. And I'll tell you right now, Gigi, since you might be familiar, where I wanted to move to and live permanently was Sauble Beach. I love Sauble Beach. Um, but the indigenous there are putting claims on pretty much everything, so it's going to be very difficult to own anything there, in my opinion. Hi, Astuea, Astawa. Good to see you. Yeah, it's a good haul. Oh, and Blue, I'm not sure if you saw the video that I published, but for some reason when I was replaying it, I thought of you, and I was like, man, I wonder if Blue Unicorn could use that sound in any of his productions, and you're more than welcome to. The video I'm referring to is called Is Silver Speaking to You? I published 2 shorts and 1 sort of full screen video, and I'm referring to the full screen one. Especially near the end, it's just a really cool sound that would be difficult to replicate. Feel free to check it out and use the audio on that if you want, or the video too. It's one, just a little over a minute long. And so the reason I mention that, for anyone that doesn't know Blue Unicorn, I encourage you to go check out his channel. If you like music, he's super, super creative. And not only with his music and video production, but in his instrument manufacturing process. We hear the term, one man's junk is another person's gold. And Blue Unicorn's made instruments out of what other people would consider to be trash, and they're really freaking cool. The video is called Is Silver Speaking to You? And what it is it's actually one of these coins being spun on a hard laminate surface, slowed down. Very difficult to replicate that sound because of it's the reeded edge on this that's producing that sound. And it's the sound of pure silver rotating this way. Where you do one of these, flip it. We'll probably say, if you did something like this. Now there's no sound there, but on the laminate, it's quite cool, I think. Although I shouldn't oversell it. It's just a funky sound you might be able to use. Okay. I'm shutting this down soon, but this is one last opportunity to work with her. We'll see what happens. This time I'm going to take a different approach and actually go out there with her and try to show her that I've got it. So that worked great too. Make a piece of glass and spin it on glass. Yeah. There's so many different sounds that I think haven't been used yet. But yeah, feel free to use that. I'm confident it would be difficult to duplicate that without actually having one of those, or to create that sound. And if you slow it down even more, like I was playing that, I think at 0.25 speed for the recording. I think if you slowed it down even more, it might even be more cool. But totally up to you. Anyway, I'm going to take off here. We're pretty much at the top of the hour. Really appreciate everybody stopping by. And if you click on anyone's name in the chat, you should be able to go to their channel and subscribe to them if you like. Everyone that I saw in here is good people, and so I encourage you to go ahead and do that. And we'll see you soon, guys. Have a great day and a great night. I hear people say that silver is crashing. Have a good night, guys.